Well, our chief foreign editor, Rob Parsons, is following developments for us, and he joins us now here in the studio. Rob, as I was saying, we have a 10th provincial capital in Afghanistan falling this Thursday. Just how significant is this capture for the Taliban?
Well, at the moment, it seems with every passing day that the situation gets worse for the Afghan armed forces and for the Afghan government. The significance of Ghuzni is that it lies just southwest of Kabul, about 150 kilometers southwest, on the main highway, Highway 1, that links Kabul with Afghanistan's second largest city, Kandahar, where fierce fighting is going on at the moment between the Taliban and Afghan armed forces. It will make it, in other words, much harder than it has been up until now to supply Afghan armed forces fighting against the Taliban to the south of Kabul. The noose is getting tighter and tighter. Just a few days ago, we saw the fall of Pule Khumri in the north of Kabul, another important town which straddles the highway, which links key cities. Kunduz already fallen to the Taliban, and Mazar-e-Sharif in the northwest.
And of course, Rob, the warning has also gone out from Washington that Kabul could well be isolated soon and then captured in the weeks ahead.
This is obviously the concern at the moment as this news tightens. The intelligence is suggesting that within 30 days, Kabul could be isolated, and within a further 2 months after that, Kabul could fall. But with the caveat from US intelligence that it's not necessarily going to be like that. And as you suggested in your introduction just now, there is an effort on the part of the Afghan government and the Afghan armed forces to try and organize a counterattack. They've just dismissed the army chief, only in that position since June, it has to be said, replaced him with another man. President Ghani has just been to Mazar-e-Sharif to see whether he can rally support there, talking to General Dostum, Uzbek warlord with a pretty unsavory past, it has to be said, on human rights abuse, to try and bring those forces together that might support the government to fight back against the Taliban. General Dostum himself, very confident, he says, that it can be done. And he reminded the Taliban that the north has always been a trap for the Taliban and that they should stay away. You know, it's not a done deal yet. It could still be saved, but the signs are certainly, the warning signs are there for everybody to see.
And Rob, the White House has also come out to stress that the Taliban now needs to decide how to present itself on the international stage. And of course, we're also starting to see some trickles of evidence on the ground of what Taliban rule looks like in these vast swathes of land that have already been captured. Might this give the international community second thoughts somewhat about the pullout of these foreign forces?
I don't think it's going to make a scrap of difference to the pullout of the foreign forces. That's going to go ahead, I think, with any question. It will certainly lead to some sort of consideration about what needs to be done if and when the Taliban do take power. And that really is what this is about at the moment. The Taliban had promised that there would be no revenge killings in the places they took control of. And certainly some messages have been sent out by the Taliban command to those lower down the chain not to take revenge, but it's not happening. There is quite clear evidence that the Taliban are taking revenge, particularly against people who have worked in the past for the Afghan government, either in the capacity as military or civil servants. Women have been targeted. People are being forced to wear the burqa again. Schools are being closed down. Revenge punishments are taking place. You know, it's pretty clear at this stage that this isn't going to be Taliban light. It's just going to be the way the Taliban was when they were in control before, if they do take power. And what the Americans are trying to do through Zalmay Khalilzad, their envoy in Doha for the peace talks, is try to get international opinion together. He's been talking to the Chinese, to the Pakistanis, to the Russians, to see whether they can establish a consensus that if the Taliban do take power by force, that they are pretty much declared to be international pariahs.